Generating traffic and sales can be a challenge for online merchants. But selling on the Walmart Marketplace puts your products in front of millions of customers who shop on Walmart.com. And right now, sellers who join Walmart Marketplace can save up to 50% on referral and fulfillment fees for the first 90 days. So get started today. Head over to marketplace.walmart.com/savings. That's marketplace.walmart.com/savings.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Nextopia, site search that increases sales. Visit nextopia.com/podcast to learn more. Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations, a weekly podcast focusing on e-commerce topics featuring interviews with prominent people in the e-commerce space.
Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations by Practical E-Commerce. My name is Kerry Murdoch. The ability for consumers to search the internet for products and services is critical, of course, for the success of many smaller online businesses. Increasingly, the ability for those same consumers to search a specific site for products and services is just as important. A robust site search can increase sales, profits, and of course conversions. To help us understand all of this, we're pleased to welcome Sanjay Arora. Mr. Arora is CEO and founder of Nextopia, a site search provider that powers over 500 e-commerce sites. Well, Sanjay, thank you for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us, site search, Sanjay, how can a robust site search help e-commerce merchants?
Most importantly, a robust site search that yields relevant results that are metrics-driven, that are quality, are going to yield higher conversions. And in addition to that, a robust site search yields analytics on what users are looking for, finding and not finding, and that information is valuable to merchants. And overall, greater customer satisfaction and user experience is going to leave the customer happy, even if they didn't find something, and coming back the next time to look for product.
Give us some examples there, if you would. Give us a specific hypothetical example as to a consumer is at an e-commerce site and how a specific search example can yield a higher conversion.
So let's say, for example, running shoes. So I type in running shoes into this keyword box, and I'm presented with, let's just say, 35 results. A search powered by Nextopia would be able to give the user options to refine by brand, by color, by price, and typically we rank the product results in the order of best sellers, best rated, sales velocity, meaning products that are selling fast, and these are key metrics that have proven to yield higher conversion ratios for site search.
Sanjay, we've noticed a fair number of e-commerce platforms, especially hosted platforms, come with a site search function. So if there's something built in already, why should a merchant consider a third-party service such as the one that Nextopia offers?
Invariably, site search that's built into an e-commerce platform is very basic. And when I mean basic, I mean does not handle spell correction, does not handle fuzzy matching, even something as basic as plural matching when you search for maybe shoes versus shoe is just not handled. That's just the basic stuff, but even the cutting-edge things like metrics-driven ranking, there's not a platform out there that really has all that stuff put together.
You mentioned fuzzy matching. What is that?
Fuzzy matching means sort of error forgiveness and allowing for some variation of a typo in terms of, so say I type in shoes with, 2 S's, it'll fuzzy match that to shoes and won't bring back a message saying no match is found, sorry.
Those are some errors, fuzzy, misspelling, plural. What are some other errors, common errors that you see other site search functions? Can you give us some other examples?
Not offering spell suggestions, spell corrections, not being able to refine by facets like price, by color, by brand, by category or subcategory. Oftentimes when customers are looking for products, they're sort of entering a broad-based term and the inability to refine and narrow down to find what they're looking for is sort of a big deficiency.
If someone's at a site search function, say they type in the term tan blouse, unbeknownst to me, it's really called a sandstone shirt. How does site search fix that?
Well, a good site search would perform what's called color normalization on the product database and convert these non-standard fancy colors that a lot of manufacturers typically use to describe their products into sort of standardized colors like brown, black, tan, et cetera, and our search does that.
Nextopia is a hosted solution, is that right?
It's actually both. It can be set up as a hosted solution or a direct integration into the platform.
By practical e-commerce count, there are over 300 shopping carts, hosted and licensed shopping carts out there. So will your solution integrate with all of them?
Definitely. We integrate already with a sort of a plug-in module to I would say the top 25. So that's sort of a plug and play. And then for the balance of them, there's sort of a integration path that's quite easy and works seamlessly with any shopping cart. The nature of all the carts are similar in that with some DNS, some hosting, and et cetera, integration is no problem.
That's even with a hosted cart?
Correct.
Say one of our listeners, just to throw out a name, they're using a Yahoo store. Can they use your site search for a Yahoo store?
For sure. It's interesting you said Yahoo because we actually have a pretty powerful plugin that directly plugs in top of the Yahoo search.
For listeners that have perhaps licensed stores, licensed carts, and the listeners aren't programmers, can you help them?
For sure.
Implement?
For sure.
Okay. Tell us a little more about your company, Nextopia. Tell us about the background, who owns it. It's an interesting story.
Nextopia was founded in 1999, 9 years ago, by myself. I'm actually the CEO and founder. And if you ask why search, essentially, it was something that's very intriguing at the time, data mining, information retrieval, and whatnot. And essentially, we sort of got into that business. And for many years, we were in the document site search business, more searching intranets and local websites. Around 3 years ago or so, we sort of saw a new market opening up for e-commerce retailers, and we jumped on that, and we've since grown to power over 500 stores.
How much does your solution cost?
Nextopia e-commerce search solution costs $1,000 per year, and there's different pricing tiers depending on how busy your site is and how many products your site contains. But for the most part, it's been tailored for the small and medium-sized internet retailer, and our pricing is extremely affordable.
So that's less than $100 a month for a robust search solution.
Essentially, correct.
Okay. Well, Sanjay, our listeners, of course, are e-commerce merchants for the most part, and mainly smaller e-commerce merchants. Anything else on your mind for them today relative to site search or Nextopia?
Without a doubt, robust site search is an absolute vital component to the success of any e-commerce retailer, especially moving forward. Site search that is robust, that ranks products based on metrics data like product freshness, sales velocity, inventory, stock, popularity, reviews, and all those key metrics is absolutely vital. And what we're seeing in 2009 is site search evolving to even site navigation. And Nextopia actually has launched a product for navigation which ties into search. So it takes site search to the next level by tying in metrics-based navigation to site search.
For our listeners, once more, the company is Nextopia, and the URL is nextopia.com. That's Nextopia, nextopia.com. And Sanjay Arora, the CEO and founder of Nextopia, we want to thank you for your time today, sir.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for this week's e-commerce conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. Please tune in next week for another new episode.